Hello and welcome to SBR Videos. My name is Ian Cameron, sports handicapper, and we are going to take a look at overnight lines in Major League Baseball for the games taking place on Sunday, April the 24th. Let's start with the Chicago Cubs taking on the Cincinnati Reds. And the Chicago Cubs are probably going to be upset that this series is over, because coming into Saturday's action in this series, they've put up 24 runs. That's right, 24 runs in two games for the Chicago Cubs against this beleaguered, pathetic, terrible Cincinnati Reds pitching. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's the starters or whether it's been the relievers here for the Cincinnati Reds. They just haven't been able to get outs, and they've had some crooked numbers put up against them. In this Cubs lineup, what more can you say? I mean, up and down the lineup, they are getting great production, putting up some big-time numbers. They're playing great baseball, 13-4 as of right now. Just tremendous stuff, really, from the Chicago Cubs, and there's no reason, I don't think, that their offense can't continue to thrive here in this matchup, taking on Alfredo Simon. He's going to make his return to the mound after his last start came against this same Cubs team, where he didn't even get out of the first inning in that start, allowing 5 runs, knocked out of the game early. They tried to working on him to try to fix his mechanics following that ugly outing against the Cubs. He threw a bullpen side session on Thursday. Apparently it went smoothly, but I've said before on previous SBR videos that I've done here that Alfredo Simon to me is a bet against pitcher for me. It's a guy I don't trust. He had an over 5 ERA last season as a member of the Detroit Tigers. He's not a great fit for this kind of stadium. Great American ballpark, which is probably not a good fit for his skill set as a starting pitcher. And I think he's going to run into big-time problems here with the way the Cubs have been hitting the ball. You've got Jason Hamill, on the other hand, pitching for the Chicago Cubs. In this matchup, you know, Hamill has been razor sharp so far. There's no question. First 3 starts, he's allowed 2 runs in 18 innings of work, 6 innings of shutout baseball that he's tossed already earlier this month, facing the same Cincinnati lineup. But, you know, it's going to be the second time the Reds lineup gets to see Hamill in a short period of time. Usually that's advantage hitter, a chance to make some adjustments at the plate, provide better at-bats. You have a little bit more of a better idea what's coming at you when you see the same starting pitcher, you know, for the second time, in this case, you know, less than 2 weeks. So I think the Reds will have a chance to get a little bit more production offensively in this game. You know, I think Chicago wins. I mean, from a side perspective, you know, you're not going to get any bargains right now. We don't quite have any overnight lines posted yet as of this taping, but the Cubs are going to be a hefty favorite, no question. But they're not a team I want to buck right now. The Cubs are playing great baseball. They're hitting the ball. They're smashing the ball. The Cincinnati pitching has been terrible. So I would definitely look to the Cubs to win this game, maybe also over the total. Hopefully the total comes out in a decent range, may be able to play an over the total in this game and look for a higher scoring game. Another one that's interesting on Sunday, Pittsburgh Pirates and Arizona Diamondbacks. And I've mentioned the promising young lefty for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Robbie Ray, on more than one occasion. He's a bet-on pitcher for me. He's showing signs of taking the next step in his progression as a major league starting pitcher. He's yielded just 4 runs in 18.1 innings of work over his first 3 starts, and his first 3 starts came against the Cubs, the Dodgers, and Giants. Those are some pretty solid lineups, so there's nothing fluky about what Robbie Ray's done. I really think he's a legitimate quality, you know, middle of the rotation kind of pitcher, and a positive sign too for Ray is that the walks went down in his last start, starting to get better command, better control, which is something you like to see from a young starter, that he's showing more not only aggression but with his pitching, but also keeping the walks down. The Pirates have not exactly been a potent lineup against lefties this season, so from a matchup standpoint, Robbie Ray should fit pretty well against this Pittsburgh lineup in this start. You know, on the other hand, you've got Francisco Liriano slated to make the start here for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I've got issues with him. You talk about control and command improving for Robbie Ray. Well, it's not improving. It's getting worse for Francisco Liriano. How about this stat? He has allowed 14 walks in 15.1 innings this season. 14 walks in about 15 innings, almost a walk per inning. So really, really troubling signs and red flags for me with Francisco Liriano right now. From reports that I've read, he's worked with the pitching coach earlier this week to try to work out those command issues, but I'm going to have to see it in game action to believe that he's improved with the command and control and can limit the walks. So, you know, right now he's a bet against pitcher for me, and a pitcher I don't want my money on. That's for damn sure. So right now in this game, you know, we'll see where the line comes out, but definitely would lean to the Diamondbacks here. I think they can pick up the win and maybe get Robbie Ray his third win in 4 trips to the mound this season. So I'll be looking to back Arizona there. And we'll wrap up this segment over taking a look at the overnight lines for Sunday with the ESPN National TV Sunday Night Baseball matchup. Boston Red Sox, Houston Astros. Scott Feldman expected to be the starter in this game. He is what he is at this stage of his career. He's a middling pitcher. His best days are behind him. He's got to get by on guile and craftiness, but his stuff just doesn't have what it takes to get consistent outs at the major league level anymore. He's allowed 10 runs on 18 hits and 15.1 innings, including 3 home runs. Houston is winless in Feldman's 3 starts this season. His track record against Boston is not good at all. 22 runs allowed in 13 innings for Feldman over his last 3 starts against the Red Sox. So I think he might struggle here in this matchup. On the other hand, on the other side, you've got Boston lefty Henry Owens making his first start of the season, getting the call up, getting the spot start. He's shown glimpses of potential, but he's also struggled at times. It's basically what you expect from a young guy like him. But the Houston lineup has hit better this season as a team against lefties, so that might mean it could be a good matchup for the Astros hitters against Henry Owens in this matchup. Scott Feldman is a guy that I do not trust. Texas got to him in his last start pretty early in that game. Henry Owens, is a wait-and-see kind of pitcher for me. I don't know what to expect from him. He's been good. He's been bad in a lot of the starts that he had with Boston late in the 2015 season. So really, it's a little bit up in the air what we can expect from Owens. But that being said, I'd still lean to the Boston side in this game. If I had to, I'd trust Owens more than Feldman, and probably the Boston bullpen a little bit more than Houston's. Houston's bullpen's been a very, very big disappointment so far. So if this game's close in the latter stages, maybe you give the Red Sox pen a little bit of an issue, getting a little bit of an edge rather in being able to get those laid outs. And also over the total might be something I look at in this game. We'll see where the number comes out from the totals perspective in this game, but could see some runs in a higher scoring affair between the Red Sox and Astros. So that'll do it for my overnight lines preview for the games taking place Sunday, April the 24th. We've had a nice run with our MLB recommendations here on our SBR videos. We'll look to continue that on Sunday. I'm sports handicapper Ian Cameron. Hope you cash your bets, enjoy the games, and good luck.